sisters and brothers, I'd like to apologize for the technical difficulties, but at this time, as your host, I'm going to turn it over to our teacher and our reader. And today's teacher, again, is Brother Jeremiah, and today's reader is Brother James.
Thank you, Brother Ed, again. So, you know, what we're going to do, let's look at this Sabbath day, because the opening he did is so powerful, again, people, that don't you want to ride on the high places of the earth? But you got to learn how to keep the Sabbath day. It is not the Jews' Sabbath day. It is not the Israelite Sabbath day. It is not the Hebrew Sabbath day. I'm going to show you it wasn't even a Hebrew in the picture when the Sabbath day was instituted. Hey, it wasn't no Hebrew in the picture. So let's see what day the Lord set aside, sanctified, and blessed, and called it holy. That's what we need to do, because we ain't saying... We know, you talk to a lot of people when the Sabbath day come up, they kind of get frustrated because they don't keep the Sabbath day, because they don't understand what the long range of the Sabbath day is pointing towards. So we don't keep the Lord's Sabbath day. Why? Because we in tradition of man. We keep the first day of the week, and that don't have nothing to do with the Lord's Sabbath. Let's see what day that the Lord set aside and sanctified. Let's go to Genesis 2. This is the seventh day of creation. He done set the table for this man. He done set the whole table for this man in 6 days. And let's see what the Lord is going to do with the seventh day. Because one cycle that you can't get away from, and that is the cycle of the creation. When the Lord created everything on how many days? 6 days, and he sanctified the seventh day. So every time a seventh day come around, you start a new week. From Sunday to Saturday is 7 days, and then you start a new week. That's one thing man couldn't mess with. He couldn't mess with the creation. This is the seventh day of man. Let's see what the seventh day of creation. Let's see what the Lord did on the seventh day. Verse 1, 2 and 1. Go ahead and read.
Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day God ended his work which he had made.
See, he had set the table for man, and on the seventh day he rested from his work for the table he had set for that man. Go ahead and read.
And he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made.
What day did the Lord rest on? The seventh day. And he had set the table for man, so now I'm going to rest on the seventh day. Go ahead and read.
And God blessed the seventh day.
What day did he bless?
The seventh day.
Well, why do people think he blessed the first day? He say, and God blessed the seventh day. Go ahead.
And sanctified it.
Don't you know what sanctified means? He set aside the seventh day from the other 6 days. That's what sanctified means. I'm going to set this money aside because I need to pay some bills with it. So what you do with the money?
You sanctify it.
You set it on the side.
That's right.
Simple. So this seventh day is sanctified from the other 6 days of the creation. Go ahead. And what did he do? And he blessed it and he sanctified it. Every seventh day is a blessed day.
That's right.
Go ahead and read.
Because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made.
So what day did the Lord rest on?
The seventh day.
And what day did he sanctify and bless?
The seventh day.
Okay, let's make sure we understand that. Let's look at this seventh day. Let's go to Exodus 31. Let's go to Exodus 31. Let's just look at the seventh day, people. That's the day he sanctified and blessed. And we go see, how do we supposed to keep this Sabbath day? We gonna learn how to keep the Sabbath day today. Exodus 31, and we're gonna pick it up at verse 12. And you can get this in its entirety. Just go on the website. Exodus 31 and 12. Go ahead and read.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying.
Go hold up for a minute. Who doing the speaking right here?
The Lord.
The Lord speaking unto Moses, saying, this is the Lord talking. Go ahead.
Speak thou also unto the children of Israel, saying, Verily my Sabbaths ye shall keep.
He say, my Sabbaths, that's plural. He say, keep my Sabbaths. Go ahead.
For it is a sign between me and you throughout your generation.
Wait a minute. If the Sabbath is a sign between God and his people throughout their generation, when do it stop? When do that sign stop, people? I don't know what the first day as a sign is. It's probably between somebody and his people too.
That's right. That's what I would say.
But the Sabbath is a sign between God and his people for how long?
Forever.
Throughout their generation. It don't look like it stopped to me. Go ahead.
That you may know that I am the Lord that does sanctify you.
So if you keeping the Lord's Sabbath day, that is a sign that you showing to the Lord that he done sanctified you. He done set you aside.
That's right.
From the rest of the world. Go ahead and read.
Ye shall keep the Sabbath therefore.
Oh, that's that seventh day that he sanctified and blessed. He telling you, he say, ye shall keep the Sabbath therefore. Go ahead.
For it is holy unto you.
Wait a minute, you mean to tell me that Sabbath day, that seventh day of the week that the Lord blessed and sanctified is holy unto me?
Yes, it is.
And you mean to tell me that seventh day I'm going to throw away that's holy unto me, and then I'm going to keep the first day of the week that ain't holy?
That's right.
It may be holy unto you, but it ain't
Lord.
holy unto the Lord.
No, it's not.
I got to go what's holy to the Lord. And then he turned around and tell me it's holy unto me.
That's right.
Go ahead and read verse 14 again.
Ye shall keep the Sabbath therefore, for it is holy unto you. Every one that defileth it shall surely be put to death. For whosoever doeth any work therein, that soul shall be cut off from among his people.
And I understand we in this captivity and we working for people that don't keep the Sabbath and how you going to work on the Sabbath. I know see, that's come from part of our disobedience and us being under people. Instead of being obedient and you be the ruler, you always got to have somebody over you. So now this man do not keep the Sabbath day who over us. So now you may have to go to work on the Sabbath day. You just may have to. But if you don't have to and you volunteer, you're going to fall under this category right here.
That's right.
Go ahead and read.
6 days may work be done.
He let you know, just like I did, I want you to do the same thing. He say 6 days your work be done. I'm giving you the mind of Christ right here. That's what I'm going to do. He say 6 days may work be done. Go ahead.
But in the seventh is the Sabbath of rest, holy to the Lord.
Wait a minute. He told you it was holy unto you.
It's right.
Now he gonna turn around and say it's holy to the Lord too. And we gonna throw something away that's holy to the Lord.
I'm not.
And then when you catch him up, they be saying, you know, well, I worship God every day. Well, that's what you're supposed to do, worship every day. But it's one day of the week that he set aside. And he sanctified. And he blessed. And he say it is holy to the Lord. And I'm going to throw that away. Verse 15 again. Go ahead.
6 days may work be done, but in the seventh is the Sabbath of rest, holy to the Lord. Whosoever doeth any work in the Sabbath day, he shall surely be put to death.
Go ahead and read.
Wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations for a perpetual covenant.
When do the Sabbath stop, people? What perpetual mean?
Ongoing.
Everlasting,
Right.
people. Never stop. So what day do we supposed to be keeping? I'm going to show you. You're supposed to be having a holy convocation on this day. It's holy to you. It's holy to the Lord. And I'm going to show you what you're supposed to be doing on this seventh day, people. He's saying, observe the Sabbath throughout their generation for a perpetual covenant. This covenant don't stop. And if you ain't keeping the Sabbath day, you breaking the covenant. Go ahead and read.
It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever.
He said, this is a sign between me and my children forever. And it don't matter what race you come from. Even the stranger, the Lord let them know that don't let the stranger say I'm not a part, that the Lord then utterly separated me from his people. Everybody got to keep this Sabbath day because you got to become a part of the Commonwealth of Israel. Verse 17 again. Go ahead.
It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever.
Go ahead.
For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth.
We seen that in the creation.
That's right.
He got the table set for man and he rested on the seventh day. Go ahead.
And on the 7th day he rested and was refreshed.
Let's keep going. Let's go to Exodus 20. Everybody believes you're supposed to keep the 10 Commandments. Well, I guess they think you're supposed to keep 9 of them.
Yeah.
You know, you ask somebody like, hey man, what I need to ask you a question. And they say, what's the question? Hey brother, we supposed to keep the 10 Commandments? Oh, absolutely we supposed to keep the 10 Commandments. Then you read this to them. Exodus 20, and let's pick it up at verse, I'm sorry. Ezekiel 20. I'm sorry, people. We'll be back here in a minute. Ezekiel 20, that's my fault. Because the Lord say this is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever, right? Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, Ezekiel 20, and we go pick it up at verse 11. Ezekiel 20, and we go pick it up at verse 11. My fault, I got excited. But the Lord say the Sabbath day is a sign between him and his people for how long?
Forever.
Uh-oh, let's look at this sign then. Ezekiel 20, and let's pick it up at verse 11. Go ahead and read.
And I gave them my statutes and showed them my judgment.
Talking about Israel, I gave them my statutes and I showed them how you supposed to keep my judgments and what's going to make me happy. Go ahead and read.
Which if a man do, he shall even live in them.
He said if you go keep them statutes and them judgments, you got to live in them. Go ahead and read.
Moreover, also I gave them my Sabbaths to be a sign between me and them.
Uh-oh, he say I gave them what? My Sabbaths. We just read that, didn't we?
That's right.
He said to be a sign between me and them. That is a sign between God and his people, and we going to throw the sign away. Well, then how you going to know who God's people is?
That's right.
You don't know one of the signs. Go ahead and read.
That they might know that I am the Lord that sanctify them.
Hey, that's the second time we done read that. If you keep that Sabbath day, that's how you know that the Lord didn't sanctify you. That's the second time we done read that about keeping that Sabbath day.
Right,
that's how you know that the Lord didn't sanctify you. Go ahead and read.
But the house of Israel rebelled against me in the wilderness.
Oh no, this is where the thing messed up.
That's right.
And you know what? We still in the wilderness. And you know what? We still rebelling against that Sabbath.
Yes, we are.
Just look at the world. How many people actually keep the Sabbath day and know how to keep it? Very few.
That's right, brother.
They rebelled against me in the wilderness. They didn't keep the Sabbath either. Go ahead.
They walk not in my statutes.
He said if a man walk in the statutes, he'll live in them.
That's right.
He said they walk not in my statutes. Go ahead.
And they despise my judgment.
Oh no, that's where the mess up was. Go ahead.
Which if a man do, he shall even live in them.
He said if a man do, he gonna do what?
Live in them.
Go ahead.
And my Sabbaths they greatly polluted.
Oh no, man, don't tell him we doing the same thing today.
That's right.
How many people keep the Sabbath day?
Not many.
We gonna show you. You're supposed to go to church on the 7th day of the week, people, to show that is a part of you being sanctified by the Lord.
That's right.
He said they greatly polluted my Sabbaths. Go ahead.
Then I said, I will pour out my fury upon them in the wilderness to consume them.
Let's keep going. Let's go to Exodus 29. That's how important that Sabbath day is, people. It's so important. He put them in the 10 Commandments.
Right.
And now you ask somebody, they'll tell you in a minute, yeah, you supposed to keep 9 of the commandments. That 10 Commandment, I don't know about that. And I'll tell you, before the Lord gave Moses the commandments on 2 tables of stone going up on Mount Sinai, he came and he spoke the 10 Commandments to the whole nation of Israel at one time, for it wouldn't be no excuse. And this is before the Lord let Moses go up on the mount and get the 10 Commandments that the Lord had wrote himself on tables of stone here, people. He gonna speak the 10 Commandments. That's how important these commandments are. And you only want to keep. I don't even know if you really keeping 9. That's good. That's being polite.
Right.
Let's see what the Lord say. Verse 1. Let's see what God. This is God speaking right here. Verse 1.
And God spake all these words, saying.
Wait a minute. Hold up for a second, y'all. Who doing the speaking?
God.
20 and 1 again. Let's make sure we know who doing the speaking. Go ahead.
And God spake all these words, saying.
Who's speaking, people?
God.
Go ahead.
I am the Lord thy God.
I'm the Lord your God. I'm the one that's going to sanctify you. Go ahead.
Which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
He said, I'm your God that brought you out of the house of bondage down in Egypt. And let's see what he gave to us that sanctifies. Let's drop down to verse 8 and we're going to keep going. Let's see what he gave us in the 10 Commandments here. Go ahead and read.
Remember the Sabbath day.
Oh, no, forget the Sabbath day.
Remember the Sabbath day.
And why would he tell you to remember something if he figured people was going to forget?
That's right.
I wouldn't tell you to remember something if I figured down the line somewhere you was going to forget. He said, remember the Sabbath day. Go ahead.
To keep it holy.
Wait a minute. He says holy unto you.
That's right.
He said, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Go ahead.
6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work.
Go ahead. He telling you how to do this thing. 6 days shall thou labor and do all thy work. Go ahead.
But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
Wait a minute. That's how you know that the Lord didn't sanctify you, because this is the Sabbath of the Lord your God. If you keeping that Sabbath day. Go ahead.
In it thou shalt not do any work.
We're going to find out what kind of work he talking. Go ahead.
Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter.
Everybody's supposed to keep the Sabbath. Go ahead.
Thy manservant.
Go ahead.
Nor thy maidservant. Nor thy cattle.
Keep your cattle in if you,
Nor thy stranger that is within thy gate.
Who is the stranger? It's somebody who ain't Israel. Who keeping the Sabbath? Go ahead.
For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the 7th day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it.
You mean every 7th day is a blessed day? You go again. Letting you know every 7th day is a blessed day. And he say he hallowed it. That means that day is holy, people.
Yes, it is.
Every 7th day of the week is a holy day, people.
Yes, it is.
Every 7th day of the week is what kind of day? Is holy. And let's see what you should be having on this holy day every 7th day of the week. Let's see what you should be doing. Let's go to Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. Let's see what you're supposed to be doing on that 7th day. We're going to just look at a couple of things, what we should be doing on that 7th day of the week, the Sabbath day. Let the book teach us.
Praise the Lord. That's right.
Isaiah 23.
Isaiah or Leviticus?
I'm going to go to Leviticus 23. I'm getting excited. I'm a little excited. Leviticus 23. And my fault, people. Let's pick it up at verse 1. Let's see who's doing the talking again. Leviticus 23 and 1. Let's see who's doing the talking. Go ahead.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
I don't care if you say Jehovah. I don't care if you say Yah. I don't care if you say Yahweh. He the one that's doing the speaking. He talking here. Go ahead.
Speaking to the children of Israel.
I tell you what you do, Moses. You go and speak to the children of Israel, and this is what I want you to tell them. Go ahead.
And say unto them, concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my feasts.
Go ahead.
6 days shall work be done.
Uh-oh, here you go, telling you if you can, 6 days may work be done. Go ahead.
But the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest, a holy convocation.
You wait a minute. On the 7th day, it is a Sabbath of rest.
That's
and
right.
you supposed to have what?
A holy gathering.
That means you supposed to be going to church. The people of God who the Lord sanctified look like they go to church on the 7th day of the week. Because the Lord then sanctified his people and set them aside.
Yes, he did.
Look like his people. I ain't saying you can't serve God every day. I'm not saying that. So get that excuse out your head. I'm talking about the day that the Lord sanctified and set aside. Yes, you're supposed to serve the Lord every day, but he set the day aside. He the dictator.
That's right.
He set the day aside.
He's specific.
Verse 3 again. Go ahead.
6 days shall work be done. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest, a holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings.
So we know one thing on that 7th day too, that the Lord set aside and said it was holy. One thing we do know right now, we supposed to have a holy convocation. And if we call ourselves a Christian, and what do Christian mean? Only mean you a follower. Ray showed you how to follow him. That only mean you are a follower of Christ. Right? So let's see what Christ did then. Let's go to Luke the 4th chapter. Let's go to Luke the 4th chapter. Let's see what Christ did. Let's follow him.
Yes.
Since we Christians, not only mean a follower of Christ, I'm going to see what Christ did. That 7th day was that 7th day so important. The Lord put it in the 10 Commandments and spoke it to the people. Man, don't tell me Christ's going to come and break that thing. Luke 4. And let's pick it up at verse 14. This is Jesus here. Let's see what day he kept. Let's see what day he kept. Go ahead and read.
And Jesus returned in the power of the Spirit into Galilee.
Go ahead.
And there went out a fame of him through all the region round about.
Because Jesus was the rock star today. Everybody talking about Jesus here, people. Go ahead and read.
And he taught in their synagogues, being glorified of all.
Oh, he in the synagogue. He in the church here, people.
Yes, he is.
And he said, and he taught in their synagogues, being glorified of all. He doing some teaching in the church. And look, we got to find out what day he there, though.
Okay.
Go ahead and read.
And he came to Nazareth where he had been brought up. And as his custom was...
Now, this is a custom. This is something you do all the time. It ain't no custom if you don't do it all the time. He said, as his custom was, go ahead.
He went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day and stood up for the reading.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me the Messiah himself, the King of Israel,
That's right.
keeping the Sabbath day?
Yes, he was.
And you call yourself a Christian and you go to church. He just told you to have a holy convocation on the 7th day of the week in Leviticus 23. What you think Jesus is doing here, people?
Doing what he said.
He doing what was in the law. Keeping that holy convocation for he could be set aside to let the Lord know that you the one set me aside. So what day is Jesus keeping? Going in the synagogue to do some teaching? On what day?
The Sabbath day.
We can't get away from that. And you call yourself a Christian. Go ahead and read.
And there was delivered unto him the book of the prophet Isaiah.
Go ahead.
And when he had opened the book, he found a place where it was written.
Go ahead.
The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has anointed...
That's good. That's good. We just see Jesus, what day he keeping, right? He keeping the Sabbath day. And I know some of y'all say, well, see, that was a Jewish custom. But after Jesus died and rose from the dead, we no longer have to keep the Sabbath day no more, because that was in the law. We ain't got to keep that Sabbath day no more. That was given to the Jews. After Jesus died, that was over with. Let's go to Acts the 17th chapter. Maybe he didn't understand Paul. Maybe Paul didn't understand when Jesus died and rose from the dead, he made a change. Paul didn't, maybe he didn't understand. I don't understand it either. And Paul, evidently, he didn't understand that the day was changed from the 7th day of the week to the 1st day of the week. Paul, he wasn't up to date on that memo. Acts 17, and we go pick it up at verse 1. Acts 17 and verse 1. This is after Jesus' resurrection. He's sitting on the right hand of the Father, and you got the apostles. Let's see what day Paul kept. Verse 17 and 1. Go ahead and read.
Now when they had passed away in Philippopolis and Apollonia, they came to Thessalonica, where was a synagogue of the Jews.
Uh-oh, he going in the church here. Go ahead and read.
And Paul, as his manner was...
Wait a minute. Jesus' custom is what? To go into the synagogue on the Sabbath day. Yep. So what's the difference between the custom and the manner?
Same thing.
There ain't no difference. It's the same thing. As Paul's manner was, go ahead.
And Paul, as his manner was, went unto them, and 3 Sabbath days reasoned with them out of the scripture.
Wait a minute. Why is he run? This is after Jesus' resurrection, people. Everything's supposed to be changed now. But why is Paul, man, is still keeping the Sabbath day then? You can't use that excuse.
You can't use that excuse.
We taking that from him. Paul, man, he did it 3 Sabbath days in a row, and he reasoned with them out of the scripture. Go ahead and read.
Opening and alleging that Christ must needs have suffered and risen again from the dead, and that this Jesus whom I preach unto you is Christ.
Okay, let's keep going. We can't use this excuse that after Jesus died and rose from the dead, the new order of the church is to keep the 1st day of the week. No, they were still keeping the Sabbath day.
Yes, sir.
Let's go to Luke. Let's go Luke 13. Let's look at Jesus now, because people say, you know, Jesus did work on the Sabbath day. Let's kind of clear this mist up that Jesus did some work on the Sabbath day, because it's lawful to do well on the Sabbath day.
Yes, it is.
And he tell you not to go to work, not to do no servile work. But a good deed, what's wrong with doing a good deed on the Sabbath?
Nothing.
Now, I'm going to tell you, if you had to watch that one little sheep and it fell in the hole on the Sabbath day, you leave that little sheep there in the hole on the Sabbath day. And you think you going with that little sheep, that one little sheep you got. Leave it in the hole and come back at sundown and see what's going to be wrong with that sheep that you left in the hole. That ain't work, people. Hey, you got to do, sometimes you can do a good deed, but it ain't work. And we going to show you that. Let's go to, what I say?
Luke 13.
Luke 13, and let's pick it up at verse 10. Luke 13 and 10. Let's see what day Jesus going in the synagogue again. Go ahead and read.
And he was teaching in one of the synagogues on the Sabbath.
You mean Jesus studied going in the synagogue on what day?
The Sabbath.
Uh-oh, you can't get away from the Sabbath here. People, go ahead.
And behold, there was a woman which had a spirit of infirmity 18 years.
So this sister got a spirit of infirmity 18 years, and let's see what's wrong with her. Go ahead.
And was bound together, and could in no wise lift up herself.
You know how you could be so old you walk and you just bend down. You just can't even lift yourself up. We see people like that even in this day.
That's right.
Go ahead and read.
And when Jesus saw her.
And when Jesus saw her, now this on the Sabbath day here, people. When Jesus saw her, go ahead.
He called her to him and said unto her, Woman, thou art loose from thine infirmity.
Uh-oh, you can stand up straight now. You loose from that infirmity that got you bent over like that. Now, this is on the Sabbath day. Let's see what the Pharisees and the goats say. Go ahead.
And he laid his hands on her, and immediately she was made straight and glorified God.
Go ahead now. They go holler, did some work he did. Go ahead and read.
And the ruler of the synagogue answered with indignation, because that Jesus had healed on the Sabbath day, and said unto the people, there are 6 days in which man ought to work.
Oh, he said he calling this work now.
In them therefore come and be healed, not on the Sabbath day.
Oh, they calling that work. You know, you got 6 days you can do some healing, Jesus. You coming in here doing some healing on the Sabbath day, you are doing work. Go ahead and read.
The Lord then answered him and said.
Oh, the Lord turned around and answered him and said, go ahead.
Thou hypocrite.
Oh, you a hypocrite, man.
Go
ahead.
Does not each one of you on the Sabbath loose his ox or his ass from the stall and lead him away to watering?
Oh, he said, you hypocrite. Don't y'all go lead your ox or your ass out the stall and lead him to drink some water? Go ahead and read.
And ought not this woman, being a daughter of Abraham, whom Satan has bound, lo, these 18 years be loosed from this bond on the Sabbath day?
Hey, he said the sister been bound 18 years, man. Yeah, hey, it's the Sabbath day. Can't she be loosed on the Sabbath day? Go ahead and read.
And when he had said these things, all his adversaries were ashamed.
Uh-oh, he said them things. Hey, can't the sister, she been bound for 18 years and can't raise herself up. Let her be loose from her infirmities on this Sabbath day. And he told them that they all got shame, you know. Go ahead and read.
And all the people rejoiced for all the glorious things that were done by him.
And all the people, they rejoiced. But he healed the sister from her infirmities on the Sabbath day. Now, them rulers said that was work. Let's see what the Lord say. Let's go to Matthew's. Let's go to Matthew's 12. Here go another incident where he going to do some healing on the Sabbath day. Boy, we always got to say. And they'll do it to you too. Look at you. You here working on the Sabbath. Yeah, but if it was up to me, I wouldn't be here.
That's right.
I definitely need to feed my family. I got 4 babies over there. This man don't know nothing about the Lord's Sabbath day.
That's
So,
right.
hey, so what am I forced to do? My forefathers put me in this position. Matthew's 12. I ain't saying go out and break the Sabbath day. I ain't saying that. And when I worked, I had to work on the Sabbath day. I took my lunch. I made sure I ain't buy or sell. If they playing dominoes that day, I ain't playing dominoes. If they playing beer whist, I ain't playing beer whist. If they watching TV, I'm over in the corner somewhere. I'm trying to keep it as best as I can. But they called this work that the Lord said did. Let's see what he called it. Matthew's 12, and let's pick it up at verse 8. Go ahead and read.
For the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath day.
Who the Lord of your Sabbath, the first day of the week? Jesus said the Son of Man is the Lord of what day?
The Sabbath day.
Boy, how can we get away from that? Go ahead and read. That's what Jesus said. Go ahead.
And when he was departed thence, he went into their synagogue.
Oh, here you go. On the Sabbath day, going into the synagogue. That's his custom. Go ahead.
And behold, there was a man which had his hand withered.
Okay, now this is the time the brother got a withered hand on the Sabbath. Go ahead.
And they asked him, saying, Is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath days? That they might accuse him.
Now they're going to ask him, is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath day? We want to accuse you because you doing some work. Go ahead and read.
And he said unto them, What man shall be among you that shall have one sheep, and if it fall into a pit on the Sabbath day, will he not lay hold on it and lift it out?
Now you got that one sheep. You ain't got nothing but one sheep. And that one sheep that fell in the hole. And you looking at your one sheep in the hole. What you gonna do? Leave that sheep in the hole? You only got one. You got 6 babies over there. That one sheep got to come out that hole. Go ahead and say, read. The Lord said, you got, what you gonna do? You got one sheep that fall in the hole. You ain't gonna dig it out on the Sabbath day? Go ahead and read.
How much then is a man better than a sheep?
Ain't a man better than the sheep. The man got a withered hand over there. His sister didn't have this infirmity for 18 years. Ain't she better than the sheep that fell in the hole that you gonna dig out? Go ahead and read.
Wherefore it is lawful to do well on the Sabbath day.
It's lawful to do what?
Do well.
He said it is lawful for you to do well on the Sabbath day. That sister coming out of that infirmity for 18 years. This brother with the withered hand, he doing well. He ain't doing no work. That's well. Go ahead and read.
Then saith he to the man, stretch forth thine hand. And he stretched it forth, and it was restored whole, like as the other.
So now we see one thing. You supposed to have a holy convocation on the seventh day, and the one that you say you following, he keeping one day, and you keeping another on that holy convocation
Different
thing.
days, right?
But you really following him. Let's see what else you shouldn't be doing on that seventh day that's holy to the Lord and that's holy to you. Let's go to Exodus 35. Let's see what else you shouldn't be doing. We just hitting a few spots. That's all, trying to figure out what we should do on the Sabbath day and what we should not. That's all we doing. Ezekiel, Exodus 35, and we go pick it up at verse 1. Exodus 35 and 1. We just saying about the Sabbath day. Go ahead and read.
And Moses gathered all the congregation of the children of Israel together, and said unto them.
He gave Moses up. I need to get all y'all together. Come on over here, all y'all. And what he say? And he said unto them, I need to talk to you. Go ahead.
These are the words which the Lord has commanded, that ye should do them.
He said, now I'm gathering you people here and let y'all know these are the words that the Lord hath commanded that you should do. Go ahead and read. 6
days shall work be done.
Oh no, 6 days work should be done. Go ahead.
But on the seventh day there shall be to you a holy day.
You mean to tell me every 7 days is a holy day?
Yes,
I can't get away from that.
That's right.
He say, the seventh day there should be unto you a holy day to you, he said. Go ahead.
A Sabbath of rest to the Lord.
We see you're supposed to have a holy convocation.
That's right.
We see Jesus kept it.
That's
and
right.
The Lord steady telling you it's holy to you.
Yes.
Go ahead and read.
Whosoever doeth work therein shall be put to death.
Go ahead.
Ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations upon the Sabbath day.
That means you can't do no cooking, people.
That's right.
You can't be doing all that cooking.
Get prepared before.
Hey, you know why you shouldn't be doing no cooking? Let's go to Exodus 16. This is why. Because the Lord teach you how to prepare to keep the Sabbath day. Let the Lord teach us how to prepare people to keep his Sabbath day. You can't kindle no fire throughout your habitation on the Sabbath day. But you live in New York. You live in Boston. You live in Chicago. You live in Ohio. You live in Minnesota. You can't run your furnace? You try that trick if you want to. You be hard as a rock when they come and get you.
Freeze to death.
Yeah, man. Well, I can't even run my furnace. Come on now.
Yeah, you can.
Come on now. That don't even make logical sense. I know the excuses we have. What did I say? Exodus 16?
Yes, sir.
You can't kindle no fire throughout your habitation on the Lord's Sabbath day. That means you can't do no cooking. And this is why. Let them teach us how to prepare to keep the Sabbath day. 16 and what? 2. 16 and 2. Go ahead and read.
And the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness.
Now they done came out of Egypt and they ain't had no food for a minute. So they murmured against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. Boy, I tell you something. Go ahead and read.
And the children of Israel said unto them.
Said unto Moses and Aaron. Go ahead.
Would to God we had died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt.
And if he wanted to kill you in Egypt, he surely could have done it.
That's right.
You worried about Egypt, and I got you out in the wilderness, and you worried about a little food. I done brought you out of Egypt, people. Where your faith at? What verse is that?
Middle of 3.
Go ahead.
When we sat by the flesh pots, and when we did eat bread to the full.
You was in chattel slavery down there in Egypt. And you talking about when we sat by the flesh pots and we ate to the full. Probably ate the worst of the food.
That's right.
Go ahead and read.
For ye have brought us forth into this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger.
Oh man, they say, you know, when we're people, man, you ain't satisfied. Moses and Aaron, you done brought us out here in this wilderness to kill a whole congregation with what? With hunger. Go ahead and read.
Then said the Lord unto Moses.
Now the Lord don't turn around and say it to Moses. Go ahead.
Behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you.
I'm going to rain bread from heaven. If y'all hungry, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to rain bread from heaven for you. Go ahead.
And the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day.
So now when I rain this bread from heaven for you, let the people go out and let them gather a certain rate every day. Go ahead and read.
That I may prove them whether they will walk in my law or not.
Oh, I'm going to prove them. See if they going to keep the Sabbath day or not. You can't kindle no fire throughout your habitation on the Sabbath day. So I'm going to prove these people. Let me see what they going to do here. Go ahead and read.
And it shall come to pass.
Oh, now it's going to come to pass. Go ahead.
That on the 6th day they shall prepare that which they bring in.
Oh, now on the 6th day I need you to prepare now. The Sabbath day is holy now. So on the 6th day, I need you to prepare. Go ahead and read.
And it shall be twice as much as they gather daily.
Oh, so on the 6th day, I'm going to gather twice as much as on the other 5 days.
That's right.
So I'm going to gather twice as much on the 6th day, which we would call Friday. But why is you gathering much? He said, because you preparing for it. That's why you don't have to find kindle no fire throughout your habitation on the Sabbath day. Why? Because the Lord teaches you how to prepare for the Sabbath.
That's right.
Let's drop down. Let's drop down to verse 21. Let's drop down to verse 21. Let's see what the Lord is saying. Let's drop down to verse 21. And let's see what this hard-headed people going to do. Because on the 6th day, I'm going to let you gather twice as much. Verse 21. Drop down to verse 21 and keep going. Go ahead and read.
And they gathered it every morning, every man according to his eating.
So every day they gathered some every morning according to how big your family was. Go ahead.
And when the sun waxed hot, it melted.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass that on the 6th day, they gathered twice as much bread.
That's why you ain't got to kindle no fire in your habitation on the Sabbath day, because you prepare on the 6th day and you gather twice as much, because it ain't going to be none there on the Sabbath day, because you're going to keep that holy.
That's right.
So that's how you prepare. That's why you don't have to kindle no fire throughout your habitation on the Lord's Sabbath, because he done taught you how to prepare. Go ahead. He's teaching us how to prepare here, people. Go ahead and read. And verse 22 again.
And it came to pass that on the 6th day they gathered twice as much bread, 2 omers for 1 man. And all the rulers of the congregation came and told Moses.
Oh man, Moses, go ahead.
And he said unto them, This is that which the Lord hath said. Tomorrow's the rest of the holy Sabbath unto the Lord. Bake that which you shall bake today.
On the 6th day, you bake that what you gonna bake for the 7th day. Do it on the 6th day. Go ahead.
And see that ye will see.
Hey, boil that what you gonna boil on the 6th day. Go ahead.
And that which remaineth over lay up for you to be kept until the morning.
So keep it over to the morning. That's how you prepare for the Sabbath day, people.
Right,
go ahead and read.
And they laid it up till the morning as Moses bade. And it did not stink, neither was there any worm therein.
Go ahead.
And Moses said, Eat that today, for today is a Sabbath unto the Lord. Today ye shall not find it in the field.
So he ain't gonna rain none in the field on the Sabbath day. So how do you prepare? Hey, when I go to the store on the 6th day, I buy enough I can have for the 7th day. Because how did the Lord want his service to do? That he done sanctified and showing the day his God. They prepared for the 7th.
That's right. Prepared on the 6th day.
That's right. 26 again. Go ahead.
6 days ye shall gather it. But on the 7th day, which is the Sabbath, in it there shall be none.
But let's see what these people gonna do, though. You know us, man. I don't care. We going out on that 7th day. Verse 27. Go ahead.
And it came to pass that there went out some of the people on the 7th day for to gather.
Oh, man. Some people even went out there. The Lord done told you how to prepare. And you know what we done turned around and did? We do all our shopping on the Sabbath. We do all our cleaning on the Sabbath. We do all our washing on the Sabbath. We pay all our bills on what? The Sabbath. We defile the Sabbath as much as we can. Let's go to Isaiah 58. Let's go to Isaiah 58 and we're going to pick it up at verse, I know this ain't part of the lesson, but this is what the host read, which is so mighty. Isaiah 58, the way he picked it up at verse 13. This is what you got to do, people. Go ahead, Isaiah 58, and we're going to pick it up at verse 13. Verse 13, go ahead and read.
If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath.
See, that's why you need to prepare for you can keep your foot turned away from doing any work on the Sabbath, people. That's why he tell you to prepare. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, quit doing all that washing and cleaning. Go ahead and read.
From doing thy pleasure on my holy day.
You ain't even supposed to be doing your own pleasures on that holy day.
Watching the basketball game.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And call the Sabbath a delight.
You supposed to be calling the Sabbath what?
A delight.
Go ahead and read.
The holy of the Lord.
It's the holy of who?
The Lord.
Go ahead and read.
Honorable. And shall honor him.
That's how you honor him. Hey, go ahead.
Not doing thine own ways.
You ain't even supposed to be doing your own ways. Go ahead.
Nor finding thine own pleasure.
You ain't supposed to be doing your own pleasures. Go ahead.
Nor speaking thine own words.
I'm guilty. Go ahead.
Me too, brother. Then shalt thou delight thyself in the Lord.
He said, if you keep the Sabbath and you keep it like this, now you know what you can do. Now you can delight yourself in the Lord. Go ahead and read. But if you ain't keeping the Sabbath and you ain't keeping it right and don't know how to keep it, how are you delighting yourself in the Lord? That's what I need to know. Verse 14 again.
Then shalt thou delight thyself in the Lord, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth.
See, you don't want to ride on the high places of the earth. That's why you don't keep the Sabbath. Because the Lord ain't sanctified you and set you aside from this world. Whose world is this? This Satan's world, people.
It is. It's Satan.
And this is a sign between God and his people who keep that Sabbath day.
Right.
Go ahead and read.
And feed thee with the heritage of Jacob thy father.
Don't you want to be fed with the heritage of your father Jacob? But you got to delight in the Sabbath day here, people. Go ahead.
For the mouth of the Lord has spoken it.
Let's go to Jeremiah, the 17th chapter, people. Let's go to Jeremiah 17, and we're going to pick it up at verse 21. That's how you keep that. You got to delight in that thing. Jeremiah 17, now let's pick it up at verse 21, everybody. It's the Sabbath day, people. We gonna learn, boy. 17 and 21, go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord, take heed to yourselves, and bear no burden on the Sabbath day.
He say, I'll tell you what you better do. You take heed to yourself. Check out your self-check, he telling you.
Right.
I ain't worried about nobody else if they ain't keeping the Sabbath day.
Right.
He telling me to do my self-check.
That's right.
Go ahead and read.
Nor bring it in by the gates of Jerusalem.
Hey, how do you bring a burden in to the gates of Jerusalem? You buying and selling, people. We gonna show you that. Go ahead and read.
Neither carry forth a burden out of your houses on the Sabbath day.
He said, don't even carry a burden out your house on the side. You ain't got to go and pay no bills and shopping and cleaning and washing on the Lord's Sabbath day. Go ahead.
Neither do ye any work, but hallow ye the Sabbath day.
Keep that day holy, he telling you. Hallow the Sabbath day. Go ahead.
As I commanded your fathers.
But this is what I commanded your fathers, people. Go ahead and read.
But they obeyed not.
Oh, that's what the problem is.
That's right.
Do we still... Now, let me ask you the question. Are you obeying? Or are you obeying not? He told you to do the self-check.
That's right.
Verse 23 again. Go ahead.
But they obeyed not, neither inclined their ear, but made their neck stiff, that they might not hear nor receive instruction.
Boy, that's sad. You teach people even right now about the Sabbath day, we be kicking big time.
Yes, we do.
Even until this day. Go ahead and read.
And it shall come to pass, if you diligently hearken unto me,
he say it's going to come to pass if you diligently hearken unto me. Go ahead.
Saith the Lord, to bring in no burden through the gates of this city on the Sabbath day, but hallow the Sabbath day, to do no work therein.
Go ahead.
Then shall there enter into the gates of this city kings and princesses sitting upon the throne of David.
Oh, that's the throne Jesus gonna sit on.
That's
but you
right.
mean I gotta keep that Sabbath day? That's a
right.
part of me sitting on that throne if I keep the Sabbath. This is future
That's right,
prophecy
brother.
right here.
Future, brother.
If I keep that Sabbath day, I can sit on the throne. That's what the Lord promised me.
Yes, he did.
Go ahead and read.
Riding in chariots and on horses, they and their princesses, the men of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and this city shall remain forever.
You mean if we had kept the Sabbath day, we could have stayed in our land forever, people. We couldn't even keep the Sabbath day to stay in our land. Shame on us. Go ahead.
And they shall come from the cities.
That's good. That's good. We're going to keep going. Let's go to Nehemiah. Nehemiah is right after Chronicles. You got Ezra and Nehemiah. Don't tell your Bible because I need you to need that.
Nehemiah what?
Nehemiah 10, and let's pick it up at verse 28. We're going to find out how you bear a burden on the Sabbath day. Let's see what this dude had to say about that. All right, get out of Ezra and go to Nehemiah, Jeremiah. Nehemiah 10, and let's pick it up at verse 28. Nehemiah 10 and 28. Because they got into a curse because they wasn't keeping the law. So it's just like us. We done forgot the law of God. So we all say, you know what? We going to start keeping the law of God now. So we all come into a covenant with each other. A curse. 28. Go ahead.
And the rest of the people, the priests, the Levites, the porters, the singers, the Nethinims, and all they that had separated themselves from the people of the land.
Let's separate ourselves from the people of this land. They wicked. So how we gonna separate ourselves? Everybody say they separated. Let's see how you separate then. Go ahead.
Separated themselves from the people of the lands unto the law of God.
That's how you separate yourself. You separate yourself from the people of these lands and you start doing what? I'm going to keep the law of God. Go ahead.
Their wives.
Everybody.
Their sons.
Everybody.
And their daughters.
Go ahead.
Everyone having knowledge and having understanding.
If you have knowledge and understanding, now you can separate yourself from the people. Go ahead and read.
They clave to their brethren, their nobles, and entered into a curse and into an oath.
We said, this is what we gonna do. This is what us fellas we gonna do. We gonna enter into what? Into an oath and a curse here. This is what we gonna do as a group. Go ahead and read.
To walk in God's law.
This is what we gonna do. We gonna walk in God's law, and we gonna separate ourselves from the people and let the Lord sanctify us. Go ahead and read.
Which was given by Moses, the servant of God, and to observe and do all the commandments of the Lord our God and his judgments and his statutes.
And he told you, if you keep them judgments and statutes, you will walk therein. Go ahead and read.
And that we would not give our daughters unto the people of the land, nor take their daughters for our sons.
Go ahead.
And if the people of the land bring well of any victuals on the Sabbath day to sell.
And here they come selling some on the Sabbath day. You can't go out selling on the Sabbath. Go ahead.
That we would not buy it of them on the Sabbath.
So you can't buy and sell on the Sabbath day either, people. Go ahead and read.
Or on the holy day, that we would leave the seventh year in the exaction of every debt.
So he said if they come with some wares on the Sabbath day, hey, we done separated ourselves to the Lord God now. We can't buy and we can't sell from them on the Lord's Sabbath day. Because what? We done came into an oath and into a curse. Right. That this is what we gonna do. And Nehemiah gonna warn these people. You keep doing it, let me tell you what I'm gonna do to you. Let's go to Nehemiah 13 and see what he said. They kept doing it, people. And let's see what Nehemiah gonna say. Nehemiah 13, and let's pick it up at verse 14. You keep coming up here on this Sabbath day trying to do this burden selling wares to my people. I do this to you. Nehemiah 13 and 14. Go ahead and read.
Remember me, O my God, concerning this.
He said, I tell you what I want you to do, Lord. Remember me, oh my God, for doing what? For doing this right here. Let's see what he gonna do. Go ahead and read.
And wipe not out my good deeds.
Don't wipe out my good deeds. Go ahead.
That I have done for the house of my God, and for the officers thereof.
And for the officers thereof. Go ahead.
In those days saw I in Judah some treading wine presses on the Sabbath, and bringing in sheaves.
Oh, now they doing wine presses on the Sabbath, and they bringing in sheaves on the what day?
On the Sabbath.
We didn't already said we gonna enter into a curse. If they bring in anything, we ain't gonna buy and we ain't gonna sell from them on the Sabbath day. And they still bringing it. Go ahead and read.
And lading asses, as also wine, grapes, and figs, and all manner of burdens.
That's how you know them burdens they come in to buy and sell.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Which they brought into Jerusalem on the Sabbath day.
They bringing it on what day?
On the Sabbath day.
Let's see what Nehemiah gonna say. Go ahead.
And I testified against them in the day when they sold victuals.
And I testified on that day when they were breaking the Sabbath day. They selling. And let me know you can't buy or sell on the Sabbath. Go ahead and read.
There dwelt men of Tyre also therein, which brought fish and all manner of ware, and sold on the Sabbath unto the children of Judah and in Jerusalem.
Look what they doing. They breaking the Sabbath day just like we doing today.
That's right.
And they know better. Go ahead and read.
Then I contended with the nobles of Judah.
And I turned around. Hey, bro, then we into a curse and an oath that we weren't going to break God's law?
Right.
What are y'all guys doing, man? He came on his board like that. Go ahead and read. And verse 17 again.
Then I contended with the nobles of Judah and said unto them, what evil thing is this that ye do, and profane the Sabbath day?
He said, what evil thing is y'all doing and we done entered into a curse and you going to profane the Lord's Sabbath? Go ahead and read.
Did not your fathers thus? And did not our God bring all this evil upon us?
Now, people, don't you know that this is why the Lord is bringing all this evil on us?
That's right.
And he told you in Jeremiah 17, if you'd have just kept the Sabbath day, you could have stayed in the land. Don't you know the Lord is bringing this evil on us because we breaking this holy Sabbath?
And on the world.
Go ahead and read.
And upon this city. Yet we bring more wrath upon Israel by profaning the Sabbath.
Don't you know you even doing it today? You bringing more wrath on the people by doing what? Breaking this Sabbath. Go ahead and read.
And it came to pass that when the gates of Jerusalem began to be dark before the Sabbath.
He said, now the gates of Jerusalem is starting to be dark right before the Sabbath day. Go ahead.
I commanded that the gates should be shut.
I commanded close the gates because it's finna come into the Sabbath. Go ahead.
And charged that they should not be opened till after the Sabbath.
Don't open them gates and let nobody come in here buying and selling till after the Sabbath day. Close the gates. That's what Nehemiah is saying. And he said, Lord, remember me for this deed. Go ahead and read.
And some of my servants set I at the gates, that there should no burden be brought in on the Sabbath day.
What burden is that? Buying and selling. Go ahead and read.
So the merchants and sellers of all kind of ware lodged without Jerusalem once or twice.
Hey, they still standing out there. Look, bro, we didn't close the gates now. You better get on out of here.
Right.
Go ahead and read.
Then I testified against them and
That
said
brother
unto them,
say, I testified against them brothers. Y'all keep coming in here and trying to buy and sell on the Sabbath. Right. He said, then I testified against them. Go ahead.
why lodge ye about the wall? If you do so again,
If you keep coming up here right before the Sabbath day and I'm closing the gates, this is what I do to you, man. Go ahead.
I will lay hands on you.
Man, I put my hands on you. You keep coming around here and breaking the Lord's Sabbath day, man. You know what I do to you? I put my hands on you. Go ahead and read.
From that time forth, came they no more on the Sabbath day.
That stopped them.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, sir.
Let's go to Leviticus 25. Let's even see what the land's supposed to
Serving the
do.
Lord ain't no joke.
No, they ain't no pushovers.
Leviticus what?
Leviticus 25. Let's see what the land even supposed to do. If we was in our land, this is what we'll be doing. Verse 2. Go ahead and read.
Speaking to the children of Israel and say unto them,
That's if you even got some land. Go ahead.
when you come into the land which I give you, then shall the land keep a Sabbath unto the Lord.
You mean even your land? If we was in our land and keep a Sabbath, you could sow your field for 6 years, and on the 7th year, just let your land just grow crazy.
That's right.
It'll rejuvenate itself. Then you ain't got to pump all this stuff they putting in the soil to keep the land going.
Right, right,
See, the Lord know how to have the land to rejuvenate itself.
Right. Yeah, true.
He don't need your help. All we need to do is do what he says.
That's it.
But now, since we don't cultivate the land for 6 years and let it rest, we got to pump all this stuff in the land. Now, what is we eating?
Garbage. Yes.
Go ahead and read. What verse you
Verse 3.
Go ahead.
6 years thou shalt sow thy field.
He even telling you let the land. He say 6 years you should sow your land. Field. Go ahead.
In 6 years thou shalt prune thy vineyard,
Bring in your harvest for 6 years. Go ahead.
and gather in the fruit thereof. But in the 7th year shall be a Sabbath of rest unto the land.
You mean even the land, if we had did this thing right, even our land was supposed to get a rest. Go ahead.
A Sabbath for the Lord. Thou shalt neither sow thy field nor prune thy vineyard.
That's good. Let's keep going for time's sake. But you know, I know what some of y'all saying. Some of y'all was saying, see, I'm a Gentile. See, that was that Jewish thing. I'm a Gentile, so by me being a Gentile, I don't have to keep the Sabbath day. Well, let's see what the Gentiles did. Let's go to Isaiah 56. We getting there, people. Isaiah 56, I know some of these people say, I'm a Gentile. So since I'm a Gentile, I ain't got to keep that Jewish law. Well, let's see what the Lord say. See if the Lord feel like how you feel. That's what we need to do. We need to find out if the Lord feel how you feel. It says you a Gentile and you don't have to keep God's Sabbath day. Well, let's just take a look and see. Isaiah 56, and let's pick it up at verse 1. Isaiah 56 and verse 1 says if we say we Gentiles, and if we say we Gentiles, you know, they say the Gentiles ain't got to keep the Sabbath day. Go ahead and read.
Thus saith the Lord, keep ye judgment and do justice, for my salvation is near to come, and my righteousness to be revealed.
He said, I'm going to reveal my righteousness. Go ahead.
Blessed is the man that doeth this.
Now, what man did he say? Did he say what man that do it? He just say, blessed is the man. that doeth this. This is all man right here. Go ahead.
And the Son of Man that layeth hold on it.
He said, blessed is the man that doeth this, and the Son of Man, and we all somebody's son that keepeth this. Go ahead.
That keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it.
Oh man, don't tell me.
Yep.
He said, blessed is the man that doeth this, that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it. Go ahead.
And keepeth his hand from doing any evil.
And keepeth his hand from doing any evil. Go ahead.
Neither let the son of the stranger that has joined himself to the Lord speak, saying, the Lord has utterly separated me from his people.
He said, don't let that stranger, if you are non-Israelite, he said, don't let that stranger say in his heart, if you a Gentile, that the Lord then utterly separated me from his people. It ain't no such thing as that is the Jewish law, and this is how we supposed to do. He said, don't say that the Lord then utterly separated me from his people. Everybody got to be a part of the Commonwealth of Israel.
Yes, they do.
Go ahead and read.
Neither let the eunuch say, behold, I am a dry tree.
Let's jot down to verse 6. We just looking at the stranger here. That stranger got to do the same thing that the Lord gave to Israel. Go ahead and read.
Also the sons of the stranger.
We talking non-Israelites here.
Right.
Go ahead.
That join themselves to the Lord.
You gonna join yourself to the Lord, and you a stranger, you a Gentile? Let's see what you need to do then. Go ahead.
To serve him.
I'ma serve the Lord. Go ahead.
And to love the name of the Lord.
I'ma love the name of the Lord, that stranger said. Go ahead.
To be his servant.
I'ma be his servant. Go ahead.
Everyone that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it.
You mean that stranger got to keep the Sabbath day too. If you a Gentile, and I know some of us say we Gentiles, look like the stranger's doing what?
Doing the same thing.
And that's how he's serving the Lord too, and he being sanctified.
That's right, brother.
Go ahead and read.
And taking hold of my covenant.
Oh, you mean the stranger is taking hold of the covenant by doing what?
Keeping the Sabbath day.
Stop it. Go ahead.
Even them will I bring to my holy mountain.
He say, even that stranger, if you call yourself a Gentile, I bring you to my holy mountain. But one thing you have to do, you have to keep the Sabbath. Go ahead.
And make them joyful in my house of prayer. Their burnt offerings and their sacrifices shall be accepted upon mine altar.
You mean the Lord going to accept that stranger, that Gentile,
yes,
if he keep that Sabbath day?
Yes,
he even going to accept his offering on his altar. Go ahead.
For mine house shall be called a house of prayer for all people.
Go ahead.
The Lord God which gathered the outcasts of Israel said,
we know the Lord is going to gather the outcasts of Israel. He said that.
Yes, he did.
Well, what else did he say? Go ahead.
Yet will I gather others to him, besides those that are gathered unto him.
He said, I'm going to gather others unto me, besides Israel, who is gathered unto me. I'm going to gather them Gentiles too. But what they got to do?
Keep that Sabbath.
Let's keep going. Let's make sure we understand. Let's go to Acts 18. We almost there, people. I know we may go over a little bit.
But we have some technical difficulties.
This like, bear with us, people. Like, share, post. 18. Acts 18, and let's pick it up at verse 4. Let's see if Paul is trying to convert any strangers. Verse 4, go ahead and read.
And he reasoned in the synagogues every Sabbath.
You mean Paul is reasoning in the synagogue on what day?
The Sabbath.
On the 7th day of the week. Go ahead.
And persuaded the Jews and the Greeks.
You mean some Greeks was in there, some strangers
yes,
that he was trying to persuade to? He said, my house going to be a house of prayer for how many people?
All people.
Let's keep going. Let's look at these Gentiles, the stranger. Let's go to Acts 13. Paul and them had been preaching. And then the Gentiles heard it. Well, let's see what day do these Gentiles want to be preached to. Let's see if it's the first day of the week. Remember, this is after the resurrection of Jesus, and everything's supposed to be changed right here. Acts 13 and 26. Go ahead.
Men and brethren, children of the stock of Abraham, And whosoever among you feared God.
He didn't say Israel. He said whosoever among you that's fearing God. This is for you. Go ahead.
To you is the word of this salvation sent.
Hey, anybody who fear God, to you is this word of this salvation sent. Go ahead.
For they that dwell at Jerusalem,
Israel, go ahead.
and their rulers, because they knew him not, nor yet the voices of the prophets, which are read every Sabbath
He
day.
said they didn't even understand. And these prophets is read every what day?
Every Sabbath day.
They wasn't going to church on the first day of the week, people. Even though the people didn't pay attention, but they was there every Sabbath. Go ahead.
They have fulfilled them in condemning him.
Now these people, the Gentiles heard this, and they outside the synagogue. Let's see what the Gentiles said. Let's drive down to verse 42. We want to see what the Gentiles said when they want to hear this good word of God. Because whoever feared God, he say, to you is this salvation sent. To anybody. Verse 42, go ahead.
And when the Jews were gone out of the synagogue.
On what day? The Sabbath day. They're going out of the synagogue on the Sabbath day. Go ahead.
The Gentiles besought that these words might be preached to them the next Sabbath.
You mean to tell me if you call yourself a Gentile, you ain't even following the Gentile right? These Gentiles kept the Sabbath day.
That's right.
But you Gentiles keep the first day of the week Sunday. You ain't even following the Gentile right.
Oh.
Verse 42 again. Go ahead.
And when the Jews were gone out of the synagogue, the Gentiles besought that these words might be preached to them the next Sabbath.
What day? Go ahead and read.
Now when the congregation was broken up, many of the Jews and religious proselytes followed Paul and Barnabas, who speaking to them persuaded them to continue in the grace of God.
Boy, them brothers must have been preaching that gospel so good, them brothers followed them out. Say, hey man, I tell y'all preaching that gospel. Yeah, may God be with you. May the grace of God be with you. Paul and them, y'all preaching that gospel. But let's see what happened. Verse 44.
And the next Sabbath day.
The next Sabbath day, who wanted to hear this now? The Gentile. And the next Sabbath day, go ahead.
Came almost the whole city together to hear the word of God.
So what day did the Gentiles keep in the days of old?
The Sabbath day.
The Sabbath day. Now, if you call yourself a Gentile, you ain't even following the Gentile right. They kept the Sabbath day. Maybe because it's one law to all. Let's make sure we understand it's one law to all. Let's go to Numbers 15. It ain't no law for the Jews and law for the Gentiles like I hear people saying. It ain't no such thing. There's one. We all got to do the same thing.
Yep.
There's one law for all. Let's make sure we understand that. Numbers 15 and 14. Numbers 15. And we're going to pick it up at verse 14. Yeah, people saying, see, that was the law for the Jews. I'm not a Jew. I'm a Gentile. So I don't have to keep that law because I'm a Gentile. Okay. But look like the Gentiles in the days of Paul was keeping that Jewish law. So you ain't even following the Gentile right.
That's right.
Numbers 15 and 14. Go ahead and read. Let's see how if we got different laws. If the Gentile have a law and the Jews have a law. Let's see that. Verse 14, go ahead.
And if a stranger sojourn with you.
A Gentile, he a stranger. If he sojourn with you, go ahead.
Well, whosoever be among you in your generations, and will offer an offering made by fire of a sweet savor unto the Lord, as ye do, so he shall do.
And the same thing you do. But that stranger, that Gentile, he got to do the same thing, people. Go ahead and read.
One ordinance shall be for both you of the congregation.
He say, one ordinance shall be both for you of the congregation who is Israel. Go ahead.
And also for the stranger that sojourneth with you.
Oh, you mean there's one law for everybody? It ain't no such thing as a law for the Jews and a law for the Gentiles. That's out. We taking that excuse from you too. Go ahead and read.
An ordinance forever in your generation.
Oh, one ordinance for how long?
Forever.
In your generation, you got to keep that Sabbath day, stranger. Go ahead.
As ye are, so shall the stranger be before the Lord.
Just like how I sanctified you with that Sabbath day, so shall the stranger be before the Lord. That's how he gonna have to sanctify himself too. It ain't no such thing as a law for the Jew and a law for the Gentile. Go ahead and read.
One law and one manner shall be for you and for the stranger that sojourneth with you.
It's only one law. What I have to do, the stranger had to do that too. We got two other places. Let's go to Leviticus 24, and we're going to read one verse. Just show you, it's just one law, people. It ain't no such thing as a law for the Hebrews and a law for the Gentiles. No. That Gentile guy, that stranger, got to do exactly what the Lord gave to the children of Israel. Leviticus 24, and let's pick it up at verse 22. Go ahead and read.
Ye shall have one manner of law, as well for the stranger.
You see, he said you shall have one manner of law, as well for who?
The stranger.
Go ahead.
As for one of your own country.
Everybody got to do the same thing. Go ahead.
For I am the Lord your God.
Let's go one other place. Let's go to Leviticus, Exodus 12, people. I'm sorry. Exodus 12. Exodus 12, and we're going to read verse 47. And we're going to start at verse 47. 12 and 47. And I've been hearing people say, you know, that's the Jewish law, man. You know, we ain't got to keep that thing that the Lord gave to the Jews. That's irrelevant in these days. But when we study reading, this one law for the stranger as well as for him that is homeborn. 47, go ahead. This is about the Passover right here. Let's see, Israel got to be circumcised to keep this Passover. Let's see if the stranger had to be. Go ahead.
All the congregation of Israel shall keep it. And when a stranger shall sojourn with thee, and will keep the Passover to the Lord.
Because he say when a stranger go sojourn with you and keep the Passover to the Lord. Go ahead.
Let all his males be circumcised, and then let him come near and keep it. And he shall be as one that is born in the land. For no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof.
Go ahead.
One law shall be to him that is homeborn, and unto the stranger that sojourneth among you.
So I hope you understood the lesson, the Sabbath day. The Sabbath day is the seventh day of the week. This is the day that the Lord sanctified and set aside. He told you to have a holy convocation because this day is holy to him, and it is also holy to you.
That's right.
Hopefully somebody understood the lesson. Thank you guys for your time.
Praise the Lord.
Like to thank brothers working in the Vineyard for another great lesson. And sisters and brothers, I'd like to thank you for tuning in yet again at 1 o'clock this Thursday via Facebook. And hopefully you check us out on YouTube there anytime after this Thursday. And also, if you like what you've heard, then please like, post, and share. And for those of you who are YouTubers, please become subscribers. And also, some of you all have inquired about information in regard to the Israel of God. We just simply want to just go directly to the website, www.theisraelofgod.com, and check out the different programs that they have available. And also, all of our say it again. No, I said that before.
Keep going, man.
But anyway, I just want to say thank you, sister. Oh, one more thing. Sisters and brothers, I just want to say before we close that there is only one way to salvation, and that one way to salvation is keeping God's 10 Commandments. Again, keeping God's 10 Commandments. And then, as we close, I just want to simply say thank you for tuning in with us yet again. this Thursday at 1 p.m. via Facebook, and we look forward to seeing you again at the same time next week. That is Thursday at 1 p.m. via Facebook. And until such time, sisters and brothers, peace in the mighty name of Jesus.
Amen.